All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only Mr. Wealth, and right here, together with Bstv, we're here to interview the one and only Miss Banku once again regarding the one and only former head of state and also the two times ex-president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We're talking about Chief RMO Olusegun Obasanjo. So please, once again, join me as I welcome Miss Banku to the show.
Thank you very much.
It's so good to have you one more time.
My pleasure.
And I can see you looking beautiful again. What's the secret?
It's all about God. According to the late musician, he said it's on God.
God, all right, all right, all right. Let's say, okay, so quick one here. We've been talking about our former head of state and the two-time ex-president of Nigeria. We're talking about Chief Olusegun Aremo Obasanjo. So quickly, I want to ask you, basically, many Nigerians especially think that President Olusegun Obasanjo is actually one of the worst problems we have in Nigeria. In other words, we're talking about one of the worst president to create the problem that we are in. Because if you check about the whole government thing, they keep saying the government was bad, the last government was bad, and all of that. So now, what exactly makes you think that his presidency during the time that he was leading Nigeria was one of the best? Like, what can you say regarding that?
Okay, you're not wrong about that when you say that is what the people think. Yeah, because myself, I've gone around the street each time I hear people talking about the government. You know what I do? I always wants to poke nose. Let me use that in order to defend my baba. I call him my baba because that is my little way of expressing my feelings, the way I like him, the way I love his leadership, the way I love everything he's doing in the history. And did you know what? Everything he did in history is being recorded. So, when people talk about people, I believe they're hating someone because of another man problem. An average Nigerian, we are like this. When I come to tell someone about you that this guy is so wicked, this guy did this guy, you will not want to ask, what did the person do and why did that person do that? They just pick up and start hating the person too.
Yeah, that's the typical African mentality, especially the Nigerian way.
Yeah, that is exactly what people have been doing about him. They don't get to know him. They don't even want to study about him. They keep talking behind. He's bad, he's this, he's that.
Okay, all right. For the sake of those who are out there who probably have been talking about behind his back, about this, about that, can you give us a brief example or a brief summary or a brief story about why you think that, okay, this man or this President Olusegun Obasanjo, this was the good thing he did or this was that? Just give us an example of it.
Okay, let me just brief you a little. When he just entered in 1999, when he got into power, did you know that this man, God used him to rescue this country from poverty? Did you remember back in the days that there was something that came out, we call it there's abacha. Did you remember that? Abacha stove. The way things are yet, these were back 90s. From 1991, 92, 93, all the things were so hard that you cannot even see. And then it's kerosene. No one know about gas. Kerosene to cook. We use abacha stove. Did you know that abacha stove engine almost caught my hair when we went to pick the sawdust? Out from the barrel, as we were struggling, I forgot that I'm entering engine. So as they are sawing the wood is dropping. So we struggle. The person that will pick it first. So as I went, I put my head. It was the guy that screamed. In fact.
So are you trying to say now that thank God for President Olusegun Obasanjo?
When he came, he rescued Nigeria from out of that hardship. Did you know that we were buying fuel? There was enough fuel. There was a kerosene.
Yeah, if I can remember very well, as at I think some time ago, it was in 1977 when he was the former head of state. He was the one who brought fuel subsidy into Nigeria.
Exactly. So now where is it? And they are saying it's the problem of this country. When he left that seat, how much was Nigeria owing? And people are saying it's the problem of the country. When he came into power, did you know the first fight for these Nigerians? He went and held in picking the military leaders and took them off the way. I mean,
Yeah, well, he retired all the former heads of all military.
that is it. Nigeria never knew why he did that. And they don't really want to know. All they know, he sacked people, he did this. The reason why he did that, did they know? Most of the let me just say 65% of Nigerians don't know the reason why he did that. He used that to rescue this country. Because he has been in the military, he knows them so well and he knew what they can do. Now, answer my question. Since right from 1999 to this date, have you heard of coup in this country? When I was a teenager, I do hear of coup, the soldier plan coup, the takeover. And there's another best thing he did to this country. Since he came into power, have you heard of bank robbery the way it was before? Have you heard of bank they set on fire? I know one of my uncle, he's late now. When he heard that that time Union Bank, his bank where he was, my goodness.
Okay.
They don't know really
All right.
about him.
All right. Thank you very much, Miss Banko. And a quick one, just to recap a little bit. I remember during the time of Olusegun Obasanjo, when he was president, we used to buy a bottle of beer for like 250 naira after he raised the fuel price to 65 naira or something. I'm not really sure. But I remember then a bottle of beer was about 250. Can you expatiate on that?
Okay, that reminds me. If you want to call in the friend, he's a chief. Now I told you before that he's a chief.
Okay, sorry about that. Chief
Yeah.
Olusegun Aremo Obasanjo.
Yeah. So that reminds me, did you know on the 20th of last month I walked into a bar because you talk about the yeah, that's why I want to tell you a story. I walked into a bar, I saw some men, they were arguing about the government. Although I was not there when it all started, but when I walked out the government, I heard them talking. I said, okay, it's time to defend my baba. I went to sit close to them. They were talking about the president, our beloved president, and that he wants to bring his son to become a governor of this state. So them they were saying it's not going to happen. How things going to be? Things are going to become worse. That as the government become a family thing now. So I was just there quiet. I was feel of where to say, but I was just looking.
So what exactly did you do? What did you do?
Yeah, I was just looking for an opportunity to come. You know, in midst of men, you don't just have to. You just have to come in like that and start talking about coming in the midst of men. So I was looking for an opportunity. So what? And God really gave me the opportunity. Guess what? The man called on the barman to come and collect his money. So the man brought out 2,000 and gave it to the barman. The barman now said, "It's not 2,000, it's 2,4," which is he drank 2 bottles. So which is 112.
1-2 per bottle.
Yeah. So he now said, what about if I were not with money? The man was so much angry, was talking. You know what? I went closer and I tapped the other person. I greeted him, he responded. And I now sat close to him. So when they were talking how they're increasing things without somebody not prepared, now they just came the last time and drink beer. Now today is I want to. So I asked him, did you remember when a bottle of beer was 250? He said, yeah. He said, yeah, that was when Nigerians was good. And I said, but Nigeria never liked the government. He said, Obasanjo was the government. Yeah, that man was the problem. Is the problem of this country. And I asked him why. He said, the man supposed to behave like Mandela. I said, Manson, but how? He said, because why is a bad man? Because he wanted to rule for the 3rd time. If he's a good president, he would have behaved like Manson and Nelson Mandela, who just hand over peacefully. I said, it's because of he have not finished his plan, the plans that he has for this Nigeria as a better Nigeria. He said, he responded, no, if he's a good man, he would have been like that. And I asked him one question. I said, yeah, sir, in South Africa, where Nelson Mandela come from, has any other government after him behave as him? He said, no. I said, why then now you will expect someone from Nigeria to behave as him? Did you know what he did? He just started pressing up his phone, wake up. That was the end of the discussion. And did you know, because of this, they did not give enough time. That was how the dream of a better Nigerian dies. If he have continued for the 3rd time, this Nigeria would have been like America, believe me.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Banco. It's so nice to have you once again on this beautiful show, the Bstv show, and I hope to see you some other time once again. And I also hope that the former head of state and the two-time ex-president is as well watching this and getting to see this.